7/3/2017, 8:38 a.m. Good morning. Thought I'd start out with showing you my little wonderful thing here. I'm wound up because I feel like family services in Pettis County are overstepping either their authority or boundary, and I don't know what makes them think they have any authority here. I was told they don't have a case on me by the woman that helped get, well, she was behind getting John a prison sentence, and she's the same one whose husband worked with my dad at the post office. And so I feel like they're pushing. I have a lot of sensitivity issues to things they may not understand, and I really don't think they ever could understand because they haven't walked the walk yet, try to pretend they can talk the talk. And we don't want her. We don't want... Okay, hang on. I'm speaking on behalf of John because I was given durable power of attorney, which is on file with the VA. And it might still be on file at the bank, in the bank file there. So I'm saying we don't want her. We don't want her. We don't need her in our life. Now, whether she has anything, whether she has a reason or not, I don't really care what her reasons are. All I wanted to know was why she didn't take any measures to protect herself or be defensive during that entire time between 93 and 95, where she said later that she was raped 2,100 times, when she had ample opportunity to do something for herself, namely before that divorce decree modification ever went through and was in place with her new address, our address, and she was on that test trial at our home to be decided later whether she wanted to make her permanent address there. Didn't she bring that up when she went home, which had been pre-planned, that she would return home before that decision was made concrete? Okay? So at that point in time, she didn't say no. She didn't flag that whole situation to say, I definitely do not want to be there, when that was in her power. And it's pretty well, pretty well known by whoever at the time was involved or know anything about it now, that it was, in fact, in her power to stop that entire court action from going through and becoming permanized, so that her actual address, physical address, was our house and not up there. You see what I'm saying? Some of you follow me just fine and don't ever say anything, but so I don't really sometimes know if anybody follows what I'm getting at or trying to get at or what, because I don't have input. Alright? It was within her power, because I read those files. I know what's in those files. She said it began like day one. Oh, it began day one. He began raping me 2 to 3 times a day. Okay? She was there from that first day at our house with her brother, older brother. And like I said, the plan for her to go back home and with her mother or the group included or whoever, excuse me, to discuss whether that move to Sedalia was right for her or not. And obviously, after she had mentioned in that file that it began day 1, I'm not sure now how long it was, 6 weeks, I believe. And then she went back for, like I said, the discussion of the modification so that her dad would then become her primary caregiver. And then over the course of whatever time that took, she would either come back or she wouldn't. Well, she did come back. She and they decided that that move to Sedalia was right for her. Okay? So, regardless of her statement in the file that I read later, of it beginning day 1 or not, she decided, despite that, that she was going to go ahead and move in permanently. Okay? My mother told me at the time, and told John too, and she was adamant about it. Veronica does not need this. I hope y'all know this is not the right thing for you to be doing. Please don't do it. And I do wish we had listened more closely to my mother. And this is not a reflection on her brother. Either one of them, actually. But after reading the files and thoughts that I had on it leading up to that, verified what I was thinking of the situation at the time, and trying to tell, well, I did tell him, but trying to get him to understand that there was something so horribly wrong. Things that she kept doing wrong. That's why I was adding chores to her list. Okay? Why I was trying to get her to write sentences. There needed to be a structured thing going on, and it wasn't. So she did do the chores, but with a lot of hate. And we go off and leave her, as some of you know. Sometimes the brother was there, sometimes not, in the house, and just take off. Just like the first thing that sprung this off this morning, because I was over here on Google Plus and shared a couple things about the lake area here. And we had gone on a camp out. My parents weren't on it at that point, and I believe it was, in fact, I'm pretty sure it was Diamond, or up there at, can't even think now, Oak Grove. I can't even think now. We had a membership there that was given to us. I think I would I'll write it in the thing. Anyway, because we were coming back that day, John and I decided it'd be nice for the kids if we just go do our shopping, and they could play or swim or hike or, you know, talk to people at the clubhouse. There's 2 clubhouses there. One was adult, one was for kids. Excuse me. And the shopping would probably take 2 to 3 hours in Oak Grove, that turn off to the campground. Was like an hour and 45 minutes from Sedalia. So a little over an hour back from there to the base to do the shopping. Wish I could remember the name of the campground though. Isn't that a pity? So then we drove back and picked him up. Well, right before leaving, I reminded the girl, don't stay in the water around the pool. The entire time we're gone, you'll burn. Well, what happens? Hello? She decided she could defy me then too, and did. So that evening she was really hurting, crying, I'm gonna sunburn, I'm gonna sunburn. I'm like, well, didn't I tell ya? She looks at me like, yeah, but you're not my mom. She didn't say it, she just looked at me like that's what she would say if she said anything about it. So I was kind of offended at that. I mean, I only told her that for her own good. For Pete's sake, does she have to be so bitter all the time towards me? It was for her own good. Don't stay by the pool or around it too long. You'll burn. And she did. And what do I get? I get scorn. Because I already said it. And then, oh, I'm pitiful. I've got a pitiful sunburn. Someone please take mercy. Please pity me. I got so tired of it. Just so tired. You know? So what we need to do is to put some cider vinegar in the cool bath and, you know, let her get in that a while. I mean, it's just the very idea of her defying me just because it was me, not her mother. Can you imagine? Well, you're not my mom, even though you tell me not to stay out in the sun by the pool too long. I don't have to listen to you because you're not my mom, so what do you know? I mean, cop this big old attitude for us. Like, well, I'll show you. So if her mom had told her the same exact thing, to not go around the pool and stay in the water that long, and she did it anyway, what would her mom have done? I'm hoping the answer to that would be she would have slapped her right in the chops, because that's how sick I got of that person. If there was an adult baby, she probably, you know, without the sexual side of that, without the fetish side, that would be her. The non-fetish side of adult baby. Well, I want to stay in the water by the pool anyway, even though I might sunburn, because you're not my mom and you can't really tell me what to do. How smart's that? So anyway, back to them wanting to push her back off on us. They haven't said so on paper, but I can feel it because I'm sensitive because of my own issues. Okay? I can feel it. I'm a grid watcher. I can see her coming over those little lines. I can see her plant her feet where they shouldn't be planted. I can see her trying to involve with us where she should have the sense to think, you know, these people probably would be more appreciative of the fact of me just staying the hell out. Why can't they stay her the hell out? Keep her ass out of our world. Is it that difficult, Denise? How can it be that freaking difficult? You guys don't want her anymore? You took her? Now you just want to dump her off like her mother dumped her off? Her mother was more busy recruiting members for their commune, aka Intentional Community. You can Google it online. Davis City, Iowa, Intentional Community, or Commune, whichever you feel like typing. Pardon me. There's a couple of websites about them with pictures. And I'm running out of seconds, so I'll have to do another one, but that's okay. Gonna go to the store later today. I gotta have more Orange Crush. I gotta have pre-cooked bacon. I'm gonna have BLT